Yeah,
See,
Ross
they
Stockdale
don't
will
write
help.
about that in CFO magazine, so I don't know anything about
Ross is going to help. Chief Marketing Officer and VP of Product Management at Mozy. How you doing, Ross?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you today?
Very good. First of all, just explain to people, if you can, as quickly and as simply as you can, what really is cloud computing?
Other than my head's in the clouds, because I don't know what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, we're in Seattle, so our heads are always in the clouds. But no, cloud computing refers to accessing services over the internet. So some things that you may have done on your computer before, you are actually now doing over the internet. And you know, one of the ones that I would explain to people is email. A lot of people use email, be that from Google with their Gmail or Microsoft with their Hotmail. That's a form of cloud computing. You're having information that you care about stored by a service provider up on the internet, and you're using their email service to access that. And so that's the one that most people use without ever thinking of it as cloud computing, but there are many others.
And what Mozy does, which your company does, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're protecting that data that is moving back and forth between these computers. If we use the email analogy, you're putting that data somewhere. You're taking it out of the cloud and you're storing it somewhere, right?
Well, we're actually taking it off of your PC or your device, and we're storing it for you up in one of our secure data centers. And you know, the reason behind that is that with the explosion of digital information, people now have all these digital photos of weddings and babies and trips.
Yeah.
They have digital documents, and hey, they want to keep that stuff. In fact, they want to keep it pretty much as long as they live. They want to keep it forever. But that machine that they're keeping it on, it's not going to live forever. They're going to have it for a few years and then need to make the process of transitioning to the next one. And sometimes, heaven forbid, but it does happen, these machines break. You know, there's actually more hard disk crashes in a year in the U.S. than there are car crashes in the U.S. in a year. And so what we do is say, hey, that information's important to you. We're going to provide you an automated way to protect it. And what we will do is just in the background, we will take the information that you specify on your computer, and we will save it for you up on the internet in case you ever need it at another time.
So Ross, I, for instance, use Shutterfly, and I don't even back up my pictures anymore. I don't do anything. I just place sole reliance on this site. So this site, I got to believe, would use a product like yours, or would use right to back up all their data so that it doesn't disappear into who knows where.
Well, they're another example of a cloud computing service, and one that people use for photographs, and there are others like it. And some people have a combination. They may put some things up on a Shutterfly or a service like that for sharing with family members, but a lot of the other stuff they just suck straight onto their computer. And so what we're really doing is trying to back up that local device you have. And what's happening is a lot of times people have, you know, devices that they're taking with them. They have their netbook, they have their laptop, they have a number of devices. And so they may have data scattered across a number of these devices. And we're trying to say, okay, you need to have that information saved, and so we'll do that for you.
Ross, Stuart Varney, one of our co-hosts on another show, won't even let his good friends Tracy and I onto his property. What makes anybody think that he's going to allow you guys into his computer? I mean, people have to be concerned about letting somebody into their private lives, right?
Well, you know, privacy is a factor and security is a factor, and we take both of those very, very seriously. And so one of the important things for people to know with a service like this is that we do protect their privacy and their security. There's a couple very tangible ways we do that. First, the data that we take from their computer and we save, we actually encrypt that information before it ever leaves the computer. So as it's coming to us, it's not in a readable format. It's in an encrypted format so that it is safe from prying eyes. Secondly, we store it in a very secure data center. This isn't something that's available publicly on the internet just for anyone to go browse or do a Google search on. This is only available to you. And so by having very secure data centers and by encrypting the data, we keep that information very private, even though it's available to you in case something happens to that device.
Ross, can you talk about cost now? Let's say I want to do this. How much is it going to cost me every month?
Well, that depends on whether you're a home user or a business. We have a Mozy Home product and we have a Mozy Pro product for businesses. For Mozy Home, for your home, it's about $5 a month, $4.95 a month for the data that you store on your home PC. If you're a business, then it depends on if it's for your machine sitting on your desk or your server in the corner. For your machine on your desk, it's $3.95 a month plus 50 cents a gigabyte.
Oh, that's
now,
not bad.
a gigabyte is a lot.
Yeah. Now,
Beg
wait,
pardon?
tell me quickly, because we got 10 seconds, Mozy.com, right?
Mozy.com is the place to go.
Ross Stockdale, Chief Marketing Officer and VP of Product Management at Mozy.